Amendment 4 is one, I don't know, just speak to it and tell me, who's opposed to this? This is literally just sort of codifying what we actually make people kind of go through to get their voting rights and privileges back after felony charges. But right now, it's just so backlogged, nobody can even get through the system. This actually just makes this happen quickly.
Yeah, personally, I almost put this amendment under the, I can't believe we weren't doing this already. Like, I can't believe this wasn't the way that we were supposed to go anyway. So currently, if you are in the state of Florida and you commit a felony, you go to jail or, maybe you have probation, you go through your probation, and then when you get done with all of that, then you have to wait 5 years. And then after that, you can apply to the clemency board, which is the governor, lieutenant governor, the commissioner of agriculture, basically the cabinet. And you can ask to get your voting rights reinstated. And then at that point, they can make a decision as to whether they are going to reinstate your voting rights or whether they're not. Well, there's a perpetual 10,000-person backlog on this, so they're just not getting through the process very quickly at all. I mean, if you base it, because they only get like 100 a year done, and based off of 10,000 of a backlog, you're just not going to get a whole lot done quickly. It would take you, 100 years to try to get some of these things through. So what Amendment 4 does is it says that once you commit a felony, and as long as it's not murder or sexual assault, and then once you do your time, once you go through your probation, you automatically get your rights back. So it's not something where it'll take a while now. You got to go to a clemency board for it. It's something to where you automatically get your voting rights back. So I think this is a good thing. I think that once you've done your time and once you've done the crime and you've done your time, you should automatically get those rights back. There are some groups that are against this, that like the system as it is, and the rationale that they use is that if you committed a felony, then you should never really get your rights back unless it was special circumstances that you get your rights back. So the people that are against this, they really err on the side of you should never get them back unless it's a special circumstance. And Amendment 4 is you automatically get them back unless you were a murderer or if you did some kind of a sexual assault on someone, then you don't automatically get your rights back.
Do you know if there'll be clemency for those folks? Let's say they were convicted of murder when they were, say, 18, and then, they're 45 now, they served their time, they're out, they're good, they're off probation. Will there still be clemency for that individual?
They would be able to, I think they would still be able to go up for clemency. The governor can give clemency on anything, so they would still be able to do that, but it definitely would not be automatic, and, the odds of them getting that are probably going to go, well, I will say this, if the backlog isn't so big, then the odds of those people getting it, if the special circumstances are in place there, would go up. So it could be something to where those people might have a better shot to get their rights back.
Well, I just like the idea of trying to parse out that list. And let's say it truly is exactly the figures you're saying. Let's say it's 10,000 people. Let's just actually say we're doing like one a day. That's, 300 people a year. Reality is if we take out all this nonviolent crime or extremely violent crime from everything else, then we actually get to people that I think most citizens have an issue with. Like, okay, maybe the murderer or the multiple murderer or the unrepentant murderer doesn't need to get his voting rights back, but it's like a needle in a haystack to even have those conversations. So I think it's actually, in theory, if we actually had good clemency being handled with those cases, we actually might be able to create some good conversation about other areas we need to modify some laws. So I'm with you on 4 as well.